Hello there, this is Cookies, and I have turned 29 of EA Machaka as part of this Disciples series with the False God, who's playing Berytos. And I'm jumping back into this a little bit cold. It's been, I want to say, about a week since I last did some recordings, so I'm going to try to get some more in today. And let's go ahead and jump into this. So it looks like we've been doing a little bit of site searching, but we've also got a bevy of fighting, and we've got a few events and maybe an assassination. So let's go ahead and take a look. So first up in Livenmark, maybe. There we go. We've got Call of the Winds, killing one PD. So this is Memoria copying the False Gods raiding strategy of spending air gems to raid. We found a Sunridge and a Graveyard of the Damned. I think this is 2 fire and 2 death. Yep. So excellent site searching. We found another Sunridge, so now we're up to 4 fire and 2 death. And which is a phenomenal gem income increase. We can definitely use both gem types. And then we've got our fighting. So first up, we attack into Livenmark. This is that tiny little raid group I've got, but they're going to run into Call of the Winds. They kill our commander, I think. Yeah. But the birds are going to struggle to kill lion warriors. This routing penalty. And then they're getting epically harassed down, but they still have to punch through invulnerability. 11 damage. Must have been some sort of crit. I'm curious. This might not be the right guy. A 30 on the damage roll. Okay. So this Blackhawk just drilling a hole in my guy's chest, apparently. And the AC just turned on, so I'll be right back in 1 second. Alright, and I'm back. Alright, so after that ridiculous roll, we do manage to rout most of the birds. And we get off the field. Alright. So we lose our 2 ogres there because they don't have armor, but we do kill 19 of the birds. And apparently in the actual battle, we also killed the Great Hawk. Again, this series is going to be filled with replay bugs, so we'll just have to stick with it. But still perfectly happy to watch alternative ways that these fights could have played out. So Femoria attacking Berytos this turn. We have a little bit of chaff and then a number of these Fomorian warriors. And the reason why he's doing this is these guys are size 6 and these guys are size 3, so they can share squares together. And that improves the attack and defense density for the giants. Gives alternative targets for other people to hit, and it increases their attacks per square from 1 to generally 2. Although with this Shambler, it increases to 3. So this should raid just fine. Gets the route, and that's all it takes. So loses 1 Ichthid there, no big loss, and gains the province. So he'll be up gold from that, potentially gems. Berytos doing a deep strike into Fomoria's cap circle, hitting a lizard province. think this has a fair chance of succeeding. The birds are not going to like the lizard warriors, but oh, they poison themselves. That's impressive because they have PR built in. All right. So Berytos does this attack, manages to kill the lizard PD, which is pretty good. Only loses 19 birds. Additionally, we have a fight in the sinks. Nope, we just saw that in Two Spruce Forest. So Fomorian attacking me. A big block of Numidian warriors, and then a Fomorian king and a number of Fomorian giants. Going up against just a few slingers. This PD is remarkably bad. Even manages to be worse than my fort PD. Alright, we have no issues with it. Fomoria also attacks us in Bergamo. This is Berytos' fort. Again, Numidians now on the right flank, barbarians on the left. And also has a champion, another king, and a Fomorian druid, and a group of Fomorian giants. There's a lot of mist lightning. There we go. Kills Berytos' fort PD. In the golem range, we also get attacked. This is a pretty important choke point between Berytos's, like a route between Bergamum and Berytos's cap that can attack into our backlines. So controlling this is reasonably strategic. So we see Fomoria taking this. And then in Ermithia, Berytos doing a small raid back. This is with some heavy spearmen, just killing one PD. Very good. And then in Kopos, Berytos' other fort. No, I guess it's Fomoria's fort now. Also, I was trying to put it back under siege, but Fomorian Fort PD is a lot better than Berytos Machaka Fort PD. Still, though, it looks like they lost their leadership. So this should work out. Let's see if it actually did. Yep, it did. Even lost fewer birds, only 10 birds. Alright. I'm still trying to do some blood hunting to help out Berytos, get Seir online faster. So this commander is getting attacked by the peasantry for it. Gets walloped through 13 protection, no less. Wow, these guys have 20 damage size. Yeah, that'll hurt. Alright, so they kill my commander there. Let's see if they actually did. They did not. So we end up winning that one. We get a Pyromancer, which is nice. We got some Fire Gems and a Pearl and a Glamour Gem. Alright, so let's take a look at the strategic map. So we can see the big raiding push that Fomoria did. So they moved in to Two Spruce, they raided me here, they raided Berytos here, they took this choke point, and they were trying to secure some of the land around Kopos. Now, Yeah. Oh, I ended up winning this one, so they didn't end up jumping on my commander. Okay. So yeah, I ended up freeing two spruce though, but now I'm surrounded by Fomorian forces. So I'm gonna try to be a little more unexpected. I'm gonna try and go on the fort here. We'll see if that works out for us. I'm hoping only birds can try to free it, so maybe my crew can continue defeating birds. Berytos holding on to Ermithia is really important because it means that we at least have a chance to defend Femoria attacking into our back lines. And then again, we've got Bogus here. Now this crew can kill Bogus, I think. The Fear Aura on the Dark Knight might get them to rout, but we can see an increasing number of rough fights here. So I am going to make an effort to defend, and I'm going to doing a little. I think I had this PD dump, or I'm making it 23 PD. Anyways, I'm going to do a defense here. Maybe they'll consider raiding this. They might not, though. They see this. But so I think there's a fair chance they dodge. So there's a high chance they get caught here and here from the capital. They can also see the force in the capital because they took Vanguard. So they could come into Witch's Copse. And that would be difficult for me to defend because I'd have to guess where they'd go out of potential provinces. And it is... If they had an extra elf leader here, they could split up. Like they could send a force, send the giants here, and maybe try to go underwater. I am going to try to defend this. I've got a little bit of stuff. So I'll try to do some attrition if they come here. But there's no PD dump. It's just, so I'm pretty sure this would lose, but again, it might cause some attrition. And then another likely possibility is they sail back over here and raid Fogic. Or they take the truly safe option and they just backtrack to Bergman, where they've got a bunch of stuff here. And if Berytos doesn't ride out to Ermithia, maybe they can take Bergman. So that's some of the strategic maneuvering going on. They could also take all three of these forces and move them into Ermithia. Maybe try to take a huge fight with Berytos. That's also a possibility, because they would be able to merge all three of these. And I think other than that, continuing to try and blood hunt a little. We can see Seir production is kicking online. And in terms of production, we're getting a Buddha, some Rhino clan, a Hyena clan here, along with some other guys. Now, when I was recruiting this Buddha, there was a bug where shape changers with twice-born don't actually get twice-borned. So, but I'm not aware of that bug, so I'm gonna probably get this Buddha and then try to twice-born him using the cedar pillars and then try to fight with him. And it's not gonna work, so, but I'm not gonna know that. In terms of the graphs, well, I guess we did get our nap with Niflheim, so we've officially transferred all that territory. Is it Dead Forest, High Mill, Oakwoods, and then Amain, Silverham, Capria, and Range of Light. So we've transferred that territory. We did manage to get the new nap signed. And over here, we can see a lot of this Vanheim raiding. And we can see some of the Berytos raiding. So they've locked down Femoria itself. So there is significant pressure coming from the other players against this Femoria Hinnom team. And this is what we're hoping will be enough to save us from all this Femoria Hinnom pressure by pulling away forces to go defend their capitals and their core lands. Hopefully we can get out of this. and start recovering. It's been a pretty devastating war. I've been constantly mobilizing mages, summoning stuff like this Pride of Lions. And so we can see that in the research graph, especially, where I've really fallen off. I've only been able to make the one fort. I haven't been able to research effectively. Berytos has done a little bit better because he had better expansion and his lands are a lot more valuable. But even he's been falling off relative to other kind of like pack leaders like Vanheim and there's Zabalba and what else is in there? And Lanka. Yeah. So, and then Sarmatia has continued just running away with the research graph. In terms of army size, we see some of the fighting happening. Vanheim's taken no significant attrition. Hinnom has started to recover, though, which is, you see they're almost about at their old power curve. So they've got a large army. We can see Zabalba took attrition this turn. And we can see Sarmatia took attrition. And my understanding from this was they took a field battle against Hinnom and killed virtually nothing and lost most of their sacreds. And so that wasn't good news to hear. So I think Hinnom is running on to I think it was Saramatia's capital. So they're going to try and siege through Sarmatia. But hopefully we can see them put all that research to use and win a big victory. And then we've got, yeah, and then Fomoria's been taking some attrition as well. Probably, I'm not sure who's been causing this attrition. I think it's probably mostly Vanheim and Lanka doing it. But and then we can see in provinces the result of the elfing onto Fomoria. So maybe this was the first turn of the elfing versus Fomoria. We can see Abyssia losing provinces too. I had thought that they had intervened sooner, but maybe this was the initial. I'm not sure. Or maybe this was like a second wave of it. But we can see Fomoria losing a ton of ground here. Vanheim gaining from it. Where's Lanka? Lanka gained a little bit. And then Zabalba and Sarmatia trying to fight Hinnom, which hasn't been going great. And then we should see that reflected in the income graph because, yeah, these were extremely valuable provinces getting taken by Vanheim. So, yeah, we can see some of that transferring over to them in terms of the region, in terms of the income graph. All right. So I think that's good enough for this turn. Now that we have allies and we can see the impact of what they're doing, we're hoping Sarmatia doesn't lose their capital to Hinnom, and we're trying to corral these Fomorian stacks and handle those with what we've got on hand. I don't have a lot of Machaka right now, but Berytos can put together a pretty decent stack, and hopefully he'll start scoring some victories against Fomoria. But yeah, I think that's it for this one, and I'll go ahead and see you in turn 30. Have a good one.